Hi, my name is Monica Hess, and I'm going to talk about domestic violence. There are three main points in which I like to address. Number one, the most common signs and symptoms. Number two, different types of domestic violence. Number three, victims of domestic violence. And I added a fourth one, how to get out of domestic violence situation. Each year, there are an estimated 6 million women that are believed to be beaten by their spouse. Domestic violence does not only include physical battery, but control, use of fear, and verbal assaults as well. Domestic violence does not discriminate based on age or economic status. There are several signs of domestic violence. The most common ones are the abused being always frightened, avoiding eye contact with others, numerous amounts of abrasions or bite marks, and most importantly, unexplained broken bones. Domestic violence is not limited to physical battery. It often includes another human being that is always fearful or suffers verbal or physical assaults. Aside from the physical abuse one suffers, violence also includes emotional and sexual abuse as well. Emotional abuse occurs when the abuse is being ridiculed. The sexual abuse occurs when he or she is forced to have sex or perform sexual acts. Many people feel that this only happens to women. However, that's far from true. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, as many as 24,000 men per year report being physically assaulted by their intimate partners. Yet this only accounts for 2 to 5% of the battering relationships. Most men, however, choose not to report this abuse. Most men do it because, or don't do it because they because they don't want their manhoods questioned. The other side of this is oftentimes men would not show the same physical signs and symptoms that a woman has, but that's because women in no way match the same physical strength as men. Nonetheless, when angered enough, a woman can exhibit the same physically aggressive behaviors that men exhibit and could call into question the assumption that women lack the capacity for aggression. Abuse usually starts with degrading behavior, such as insults and put downs. Isolation often comes next, along with jealousy. The abuser insists on knowing the woman's every move under disguise that he loves her so much and he can't stand to be apart from her. The jealousy often includes not only men, but other family members, work relationships, and friends, as well as anyone who may take that attention away from him even momentarily. Her self-image and self-confidence has also been shattered. Her spirit is a broken reality and has come so warped that she does not have the emotional equipment to leave, even if she does have access to shelters, friends, families, or other supports. Domestic violence is not a black or white issue. It can happen to anyone, no matter your background. Black women are among the most who are deeply affected, yet Latino Mexican women are more exposed to domestic violence and have a higher number of personal injuries. Oftentimes, domestic violence occurs in households where there are children, and this affects them terribly. Although they may not be directly targeted during the episodes, they are likely to get hurt from like when furniture is being thrown or when a teenager steps in to defend his parent. They still hear the screams and see the injuries. Children who grow up in an abusive household are more than likely to become an abuser themselves. Some people feel that domestic violence is not their problem because it's not happening to them. However, it is society's problems. Medical expenses are very costly because of this, and business often lose money because of absenteeism caused by domestic violence. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The abused must be willing to report all forms of abuse, either to the police or a doctor. Next, they should leave that situation. If not for themselves, then their children. If they are afraid to gather their items and leave, seek immediate assistance in the form of several family members, preferably males, or even the police. They should also seek a restraining order and report every time the abuser contacts them. They should also seek counseling and include the children. Most importantly, they have to be at every court hearing. Because of the severity of domestic violence, many states have taken a proactive stance on the issue, resulting in the mandatory arrest of the accused. One of the most important changes that has come about as states have modified or enacted laws specifically addressing domestic violence is the exception to the usual requirement that a police must witness a misdemeanor in action to make an arrest. In most cases, an officer on a domestic violence call need only see evidence that a crime has been committed and a woman's injury will suffice. Domestic violence never discriminates and it's never okay. Again, I talked to you about the most common signs of domestic violence, the victims of domestic violence, how to leave a domestic violence situation, and different types of domestic violence. Domestic violence not only includes physical battery, but control, use of fear, and verbal assault as well. It's okay to get out of a domestic violence situation. Love does not hurt. If you are abused, it will happen again, contrary to what he says. Staying in an abusive situation will only make the abuse worse, and the next episode could prove to be fatal. Thank you.